The real reason why the Knicks have been on a heater, all that and much more on the Knicks Digest. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel and Chris. And Chris, it's been a minute since we've done one of this post-game videos, but tonight the Knicks beat the Golden State Warriors, the Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson-led Golden State Warriors. And we got to talk about our boy Josh Hart, who has been on a triple-double run. Talk to me about our boy Josh Hart putting in the big time work, getting a triple double against the Golden State Warriors.
I mean, tonight, what I saw and what I actually tweeted out when I was live tweeting this game is that Josh Hart wanted to prove tonight that he is better at being Draymond Green than Draymond Green is.
Oh, wow.
That's what we saw. Because look, is Josh Hart some elite shooter? No. But is he going to make up for it by doing everything else with every single fiber of his being? Absolutely. And that's what we saw from Josh Hart tonight. Obviously, 5 for 18 shooting looks bad. But if you watch the game, you know the impact that he's having. He played every single second of that game, got 10 points, pulled down 11 rebounds, dished out 11 assists, just kind of led the team. It felt like he was just leading vocally and by the way that he was playing tonight, just like saying we have to have this team aspect of basketball. The Warriors are too good at playing team basketball. If we don't do it back, we're going to lose. Josh Hart is a major, major factor into winning this game tonight, and the way he's been playing, just covering for OG and Julius at the same time, has been unreal.
The commentators, Bob Myers, and I think it was Dave Pasch calling the game on ESPN tonight. They mentioned that Josh Hart he has like 5, 6, or 7 triple doubles, and all of them have come since like the ending of January. So like it just goes to show you that like Josh Hart is a friggin' gamer. Like when competition rises, he's gonna rise to the top, and he's just one of the better players. That's like a Swiss Army knife. He could do a little. He's good at every aspect of the game. He's not a great shooter. He's a good shooter. He's not a great ball handler, but he can handle the ball. He's not great at attacking the rim, but he can do that. Rebounds, same thing. So Josh Hart, man, he's definitely the Josh heart and soul of the team, if you see what I did there. But we also got to talk about sneaky. The deuce is loose, baby. Deuce McBride having another great game. I think he played all of I think he was only out for like a minute and 29 seconds. He had barely had any rest. The backup to Jaylen Brunson. I'm again more and more games I see Deuce getting his confidence. I'm just getting a little bit more confident in Deuce. I'm not sure if I could just say like, yes, he's our guy. But as far as like mixing in the point guard minutes when Brunson goes to the bench as the playoffs are coming really, really fast. Alec Burks, Bogey, Josh Hart. Like I'm more confident with Deuce definitely being within that group. If you wanna hit me with your thoughts with that.
I think Deuce McBride may have taken the Shake Milton contract personally.
Oh, I like that.
Because especially, and this was happening before Shake, but it feels like since Shake Milton got here, Deuce McBride was like, I am not losing my job. That's not happening.
Nice.
I'm going to start cooking. And given, again, he didn't start playing well then. He had been playing well. And now on the season, averaging over 40% from 3. He's been balling out. He's averaging nearly 10 points per game in 2024. Deuce McBride has been great. And I think what we're seeing is at points in this season, like both before the trade and even after the trade for a little bit, we kind of were looking at Deuce and Josh Hart as guys who might hardly get minutes in the playoffs. That is now completely switched to it's almost a guarantee that when the playoffs come around and the New York Knicks are in it, Deuce McBride and Josh Hart are probably going to be the first 2 people off the bench for the New York Knicks, unless Mitchell Robinson's back. But it's going to be those 3. Those are going to be the 3 major bench pieces for the New York Knicks in the playoffs.
Definitely. Before we move on from Deuce, we definitely got to highlight his stat line: 29 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, finishing 9 of 13 from the field, 6 of 9 from 3. That's a great stat to look at. So Deuce, keep doing your thing, baby. New York Knicks, we're behind you, baby. I want to talk to you about real quick. Obviously, the leader of the team, the best player on the team. We got to talk about Jaylen Brunson. Jaylen Brunson didn't have a 40-point night like he did against Portland Trailblazers or the Sacramento Kings, but he did end up having 34 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 12 of 25 from the field, and 3 of 9 from three-point range. What I kind of want to bring up to you is I don't know if you saw this, but like towards the end of the game, did you see Jaylen Brunson? Like he was calling for a pick and roll because he wanted to switch with Steph. He wanted to get Steph Curry on him because
Mhm.
Steph Curry, he was hunting Steph Curry. Like I saw that and I was like, oh, Jaylen Brunson is here trying to get all the smoke, baby. And that was one of the things going into tonight's game. I'm like, I want to see how Jaylen Brunson takes this matchup with Steph Curry. And I mean that was like a super small example that I just brought up. But just like little glimpses into his mentality with that, just like hunting Steph Curry, it's like I don't know, man. That just gives me more confidence in him and just being like, yo, I'm the man right now. I'm like, you can't stop me. I'm gonna do all these herky jerky moves, get the refs to call the foul, and yeah, I mean, talk to me what you saw from Jaylen Brunson tonight if you want to say anything.
I think the number one thing, and I've noticed this before, and I've almost definitely said it on this channel before, but I think the number one thing that really goes underrated with Jaylen Brunson is how smart that guy is.
Mm,
Like, there is, and they're not the same player. This is not a fair comparison at all because they're different, but there is an aspect of the way that Chris Paul plays basketball in Jaylen Brunson with the way he works the angles and just manipulates pick and rolls and can constantly do that throughout an entire game. Basically, run the same actions for 48 minutes and be successful without any drop off for an
facts.
entire game. Like, I think that just shows how smart he is, on top of the fact that he's a tremendous shooter and gets to the hole really well and is strong and the way that he just can get that first step on you. But it's really like the IQ and the way he's working those angles is crazy.
Definitely. And also the refs, like this has been like kind of the talk of the internet in the NBA is like how the refs are kind of like you can tell that they're letting calls go. They're letting the players be a lot more physical. And we didn't get to chop it up on Saturday after the Sacramento win when we were in Sacramento. But yo, they were like completely hacking Sabonis and the refs were not calling it. So I guess the refs they're just gearing up the players for the playoffs, letting them know that like yo playoffs are coming. The way we're gonna be refing is a little bit different, so we want you guys to get used to it now. But yeah, Jaylen Brunson was definitely took some hits tonight. He finished through contact, so like you said, the basketball IQ is there, the physicality is there, his footwork is chef's kiss, a la Kobe Bryant. I can't wait to see what he does in the playoffs. All right, so now we've talked about the game, we've talked about different aspects of the game. One of the things that we heard, I think it was in the pregame show or in the halftime show from Woj. We heard about our boy OG and how this injury is actually flaring up and he might be out for longer than expected. What is going on, my guy?
All right, so for those of you who might be watching this in the morning, I did do a separate video on this where I dove deeper into it. But to just give a very quick explanation of what I'm going to guess and is definitely wishful thinking of what's going on, is I really think a lot of this has to do with the fact that he got surgery less than a month ago. And that involves, getting cut open, obviously, and that hurts. Because of that, I think the amount that he's working that elbow to shoot a basketball and to play defense and just play basketball in general is definitely something that's going to cause that to be painful. Obviously, that doesn't mean it's okay because the Knicks are 15-2 when OG plays, and clearly there's a difference in how good they are. So hopefully this doesn't last because once it starts to last is when things get concerning.
Yeah, just to piggyback a little bit off your saying, you saying that like they're 15-2 with OG and we can see the difference when OG is in the lineup. That's why tonight's win was like so big because obviously Randle's out still. OG, we just got the news from Woj at the halftime show, I think it was. Have you heard anything from Randle? What's going on? Like, it's still up in the air. We still don't know if he's getting surgery. He's still doing light contact in practice. Like,
I mean, this can't be a good sign. Like it's the at this point, as of where I am in the country, it is March 19th. We are basically in the end of March. Julius got hurt at the end of January, and we've heard very little. That is so concerning because as much as the Knicks are keeping it up in the regular season, we're gonna need Julius Randle for the playoffs. Like we're going to need just that star power and that just scoring option to prevent double teams on Brunson. And right now, we don't know anything.
If I were to ask you to put all your money on, is he gonna come back and play, or you think they're just prolonging the surgery and they're gonna announce the surgery like 2 weeks before the season or whatever?
I would guess he comes back at like an at best 80% clip of himself.
Okay, so you definitely think he's coming back. You don't think that we're gonna get some shocking news on a Wednesday afternoon, be like Julius Randle is gonna be out for the season with surgery.
I don't think so, just because how Julius is he tries to play through everything.
Facts.
So if there's a chance that he could play and his shoulder's not going to consistently pop out, because then you never know when one's just going to tear through your labrum, and then you're going to be in real trouble.
And so with that, it's like the physicality in the playoffs, and all you gotta do is take one bump, and then that's gonna like re-dislocate the shoulder, and
Mhm.
yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, can it stay in place? And
It's just the reason why I'm asking is because like the reports that we're getting, I just feel like it's the same thing over and over. It's like light contact. He's still not ready. He's still going through the motions. It's like the same
yeah,
thing over and over. And I'm just like, I need something a little bit more definitive of like, and that's why I'm like, I don't know how to gauge this. Like, I really don't know if they're kind of like hiding it and they're like, what if he's already decided that he's gonna get the surgery, but he doesn't want the news to break out.
I mean, that's what sort of happened with Mitch. Mitch was out for 5 games, and given that was obviously 5 games, not a month and a half, but with Mitch, he was out those 5 games, and then it came out that he already had gotten ankle surgery last season out of absolutely nowhere. It turned out that Jericho Sims got shoulder surgery 2 weeks before playoffs. The Knicks do not inform the media or the fans of anything. We know Leon Rose prefers everything to not get out, and he's really, really good at his job. So I
Mm,
think with that being said, that's kind of why I'm the most worried that Julius might not come back. I just am inclined to believe that if he's doing all this, if he's putting in this hard of work before games, which we've seen from just like film, that he's probably going to try to work his way back the best he can.
yeah, I'd rather have 80% Julius Randle than no Julius Randle at all. Even though I'm a big Julius Randle critiquer.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's definitely one knock that we can have on Leon Rose is how his relationship with the media. Like he doesn't do any post game press conferences, no pre, no none of that. So like that's one of the knocks that we could definitely hold over him.
Very quickly, he did that one interview with Alan Hahn, like it might have been a few years ago now. He did literally one interview with Alan Hahn. It was like the biggest deal ever. It was like 30 minutes long. And like, this is no shade towards Alan Hahn, who's an awesome commentator, in my opinion, very good on all the shows he's on.
Yeah.
But it's not like Hahn was really pressing him. He was asking the obvious questions that we all had. So it's not like he was throwing softballs, but he didn't at all press into Leon. And obviously, Hahn works with MSG. So
Yeah,
not
he's gonna get fired if he all of a sudden going like, why don't you like the media? Why don't you let us question you more? Like he's gonna get fired. And
exactly.
Leon Rose like had a meeting with Alan Hahn before that interview and was like, these are the questions you can ask me.
Yeah, he's like don't pull anything. I'm gonna guess that's what happened. Still, again, I'm a big fan of Alan Hahn, so I don't want it to like be taken that way. It's just like
Likewise, yeah.
MSG being the one who's interviewing him. It shows that Leon doesn't really want to be challenged by the media, and he's done a great job as the president. So I think in a way he's earned that, though it is frustrating from a fan's perspective of us not knowing what's going to happen with our 2-time All-NBA, 3-time All-Star power forward, that if we actually want to make a real run, we're probably going to need.
Thursday night is the end of this mini West Coast trip. We caught the W in Portland. We caught the W in Sacramento. Tonight we got a W in Golden State. And now we're going up against the world champions. I want to be optimistic, but we don't have our bodies. Jokic is one of the better players I've seen in the last 5 to 10 years. So we'll talk about it on Thursday in the post game show. But that's it for tonight, guys. Chris and I, we want to say thank you for checking out this video. Leave it in the comments. Let us know what you guys thought about the Knicks' effort against the Golden State Warriors. Also, your thoughts about the OG Anunoby, Julius Randle news. Are you worried or are you guys okay right now? But until next time, you guys know the drill. You guys know the vibes. Taj Gibson for president, even though he's on the Detroit Pistons. We still got love for you, Taj. Jaylen Brunson for all the MVPs. And we out, baby. Peace.